Hi. It was not easy. Eating out bottom. Please like his yellow. You know,
YouTube's at it again with inconsistency and frustration. If you're watching this video and you see the title and the thumbnail, you know what kind of video it's going to be. And despite what you might think, I don't actually enjoy making these videos. I don't want to complain. I don't want to sit here and talk about things that are frustrating. I just want to play games and get on with my life and have fun. But sometimes you need to stop and call out some of the bullshit that is happening before you. So recently when I was uploading Resident Evil 9, I
open my is yellow. Why? Why? I have to wait 2 weeks.
uploaded all the parts and everything was fine, but one video, part 4, as many of you know, got age restricted, which means that you have to be over 18 or above an age threshold to be able to watch the video. It got age restricted and it got limited ads as a result of
I don't have ads.
that. So limited ads normally means that it'll still go out to all your subscribers. It'll still go out to where it needs to go. I don't know the metrics of that. I don't know how that actually works. But whatever happens with age restriction is that it usually kills a video for you. If you get age restriction is one of the worst things that you can get on a YouTube video because it just completely cuts your audience off. Limited ads means that you can still see the video. You don't need to sign in. You don't need to do XYZ to actually see the content. If it gets to browse features, suggested, homepage, I don't know any of that. Maybe somebody else could do a deep dive on that stuff because it is interesting how different things that happen to your video can affect how it performs. The reason that this is really annoying.
I have a design when I was playing with online. What?
Don't get me wrong, the Resident Evil 9 series that I did incredibly well. I'm not here to bemoan that I'm not getting enough views. I'm not here to bemoan that the episode 4 did like so badly and I should deserve better. What's pissing me off about all of this is the inconsistency everywhere across the board with it. So when I got age restricted first, it said I had limited ads and I was age restricted.
I don't have limited ads.
And they told me, as you can see here, that it was inappropriate language, profanity in title, thumbnail, or usage in the content. Okay, I don't have any profanity in titles or thumbnails ever because of this. I know for a fact. That it'll get claimed every single time or it'll get limited ads on it. And normally I'm like, okay, I swear a lot on my content and it says here, YouTube selection, moderate profanity like shit in the title or thumbnail. Again, there's no profanity anywhere in the title or thumbnail. Focal usage of profanity throughout a video, such as profanity used in most sentences, profanity used in the title or thumbnail, or of music or stand-up comedy content. Now, I do swear in my content. It's not something I'm going to change. I tried doing it before where I was like, maybe I shouldn't swear in my content anymore because it'll perform better. It felt weird to do that. I'm someone who just swears in my day-to-day language already. But I didn't swear any more than any of the other videos. Parts 1, 2, 3, and 5 all had swearing in them as well. And it seemed to be fine. I don't know why this cropped up. And if anything, there's some other videos where I swear way more. Not only that, but it's a big video. It's like 2 hours and change, maybe. And the amount of swearing per minute in that video, I don't think is that bad. But what got worse for me is that I tried to get it appealed. I put it in, I talked to my rep about it, and I'm lucky enough that I do have a rep at YouTube that I can talk to put it forward, to try and get a bit more detail on it. Sometimes things happen, like I show a game where there might be a hanging body in it. And I think they usually age restrict for that as well now, or hit you with some sort of flag. That I can understand a bit more because it is something very dangerous to show on camera or to show on screen in a lot of ways. But swearing's not so bad, you know? And I put it out to my rep and they went looking for it more. And within a few hours, maybe I got this back, which says your video will remain age restricted. What we found, your content was age restricted because of community guidelines. Content that shows violent or graphic visuals, certain medical procedures, animal abuse, or some cases of gaming and scripted video or scripted violence may be age restricted if it's not appropriate for all
What is happening?
all audiences. So what's frustrating to me in all of this is that first you told me that I was getting hit by all of this because of language. I got limited ads because of that. And you didn't really give me any other stuff. It was just super vague. And if anything, most of it was wrong about where the swearing ended up being. But it's super vague. I don't know what you mean by that. I'd like point to an example. At least when you get hit by a copyright claim, it points exactly where it is. You can cut it out, move on. There's an editor on YouTube. For any of you who don't do YouTube or don't know about it, you can literally go in and re-edit a video after it's gone up. So if something in the video is deemed inappropriate, you can pull it out, it gets reprocessed, and then that flag gets taken off your video. It's a great system. It's wonderful. It's the same with music. If you have music in it and it gets copyright claimed, you can just cut that section out and then the copyright goes away most of the time. But then to come around and tell me afterwards that it's because of graphic visuals and violence in the game, while also not pointing to any of it. You're just saying like, oh, the game's violent. Like, obviously, it's a Resident Evil game. All of them are violent. And this one, I guess you could argue it's more violent than some of the others. Like, some of the kills that happen in it.
Even on hell. Some CEO after I don't want to eat you. No. Yeah. It wasn't every time you on that, it's on your hell. Be aware.
Are absolutely ridiculous. I didn't really see some of the most violent stuff that can happen in that game. And part 4, I can't exactly remember what happens in part 4. I think that's the part where I'm in Raccoon City. I don't seem to see any part of that video that seems to be like way above anything else that's like, oh god, we need to age restrict this because children can't be watching it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's also really vague. I don't know what you, like, where in that video you're pointing at. I wish I could know.
I hate yachts.
As a reason, I'm not trying to come down on them and say like everything's bad. Sometimes they have a reason and they can't say it publicly, and I find out in private and I'm like, oh, actually that does make sense why you wouldn't be allowed to say that publicly. I don't know in this case. I don't know what happened. The appeal got rejected. My video ends up age restricted anyway. The reason age restriction is so bad is you can see it here. Now, don't get me wrong. The views on the Resident Evil 9 series are absolutely amazing, and I'm very, very happy with them. This is more for educational purposes, more so than me bemoaning what happened to me. But you can see that episode 1s always do really well. Episode 2s are usually like half the views. That's just how Let's Plays are. It's always been like that since the start of gaming on YouTube. But it's pretty consistent then. 1.8, 1.7. For some reason then 1.4 on part 4, and then 1.6 on part 5. Normally what ends up happening is that it's high views and then it tapers off as the series goes on. Everything ends up rising, but that curve is usually the exact same across all of them. The titles are all fine. Where's the profanity? Where's the shit? Where's anything like that going on in that video? For the limited ad section of it, or the age restriction of it. I don't get it. But what ends up happening is that because that got age restricted, now it cuts off a ton of views. And again, 1.4 million views is still an incredible amount.
I want more with you. Come on, like in my channel. Oh, yeah.
I'm very happy with it. I'm glad. Normally when this happens, it kills a video completely. Like this would be at 800k or something. It would completely decimate the views on it. Age restriction is like video homicide. It just kills any momentum that a video has. And you can see it in some of the graphs here. Like this I don't know which videos these are, but if anything, this should prove it even better, because this is the graphs that you normally get, again, when you're doing YouTube, a little behind the scenes for you. The top of this graph, this sort of like gray cone, is the high average views you normally get. The lower part of it is the lower end of the average views you normally get. Resident Evil, big series, one of the biggest ones I'm going to do this year because everyone loves Resident Evil and it always does really well. It goes above the average because it's better than all the rest. People are really engaged in it. People really want to watch Resident Evil whenever I upload it. Then you have another video. Again, I don't know what order these are in. You can probably tell by the views that they have. But again, top side of it, it's going up, above, and beyond. Then another one, above and beyond. And then you have part 4, which is like smack dab in the middle of your averages. It definitely has an effect on this stuff. Normally what would happen is that this graph, this blue line, ends up just flatlining if you get age restricted. I'm lucky enough that it's Resident Evil. People are really into it. They want to watch the series anyway. So people, by and large, are still pumping the numbers into that. But what ends up happening is that so many people I've seen went to that video that day. They're watching first 3 parts normally. They sit down for their dinner and they want to watch part 4. And then suddenly it's telling them to sign in. But it's worse than that, because now we live in an age where you don't just have to sign in, you have to upload ID in a lot of places. The UK especially has gotten really, really bad at allowing you to engage with any sort of content that is deemed, I don't know, censorship worthy. It reeks of censorship all across the board, and trying to get people to input their IDs to be like, oh, you're above 18. That's the only way we can verify it. Absolute bullshit.
Yeah, right.
This stuff gets taken over, and there's been breaches before where people's government IDs and government names and addresses and whatever have all been leaked. So a system that is asking for more of that is just bad. You shouldn't have to input that shit to watch a YouTube video, especially for a gaming Jacksepticeye Resident Evil video. It's absolutely obnoxious. But again, what's really bothering me about all of this is the inconsistency everywhere across the board, telling me that it's swearing, telling me that it's graphic violence. But what's worse is that everyone's playing the same game. We're all playing the same scenarios. Granted, there's a bit of deviation in terms of where people go and what they see and the grab attacks and the finishers that people are seeing. But by and large, 75% of the game is the exact same across multiple videos. It's the commentary that changes it, but the same cutscenes, it's the same story, all of that. But a lot of other people aren't getting age restricted for the same thing. I wouldn't even make this video if I got age restricted and then I went to everybody else's videos that played the same section and they were all getting age restricted, because then it would make sense. And I'm not saying everybody should get age restricted. I'm not trying to get YouTube then to go out and age restrict everybody's video that played Resident Evil. That would be awful. And if that ends up happening because of this, I'm so sorry. That's not the intent behind it. The intent is to call out how bullshit it is to get one way and then another way and back and forth and flip-flopping and then not being consistent. I did see some people, because Corey has been uploading Resident Evil 9 now. He just started a couple of days ago, and that video got age restricted. Apparently, when I watched it, it didn't show it. Normally, you can click the description. You can go to my part 4 and look at the description. It'll say age guidelines. I didn't see that when I checked it on my phone, but I looked at it incognito then, and it was like, yeah, you have to sign in to watch this video. So he got hit, but he didn't get to the Raccoon City section in his first video. Like, his first video isn't where I am in my 4th video. So I don't know what's going on with this series. Why it's being deemed so much more violent than all the others. Maybe it is. I don't know. I would love to see if other YouTubers are getting hit by this. Sound off in the comments if you're watching this video, because I'm really curious about where this is landing. There's certain games that this has happened to before, where Mortuary Assistant was a big one, because there's a scene with the girl's mom hanging. In that moment, I was like, oh, this is going to get age restricted. But it's necessary for the story beats, so I didn't really want to cut it out. Like, I don't want to cut stuff out just because then I'm in the clear and I get green ticks everywhere and I get more views and more money and blah, blah, blah. I don't really care about that aspect of it. What I care about is people just being able to watch the content. The fact that you have to sign in, but in some ways, some people have to give over their ID. I don't think you should be doing that to watch one of my videos. I don't want that to happen. That's out of my control, and I don't like that. But in the case of the Mortuary Assistant videos, it seemed to be pretty consistent across the board that everyone started to get hit by it. And I've had this type of video before. I've talked about this and brought up Corey before, because he had a really good claim for a lot of the stuff that was happening to his channel when he came back. And he's getting age restricted. Corey doesn't even swear. Corey's like notorious for not swearing at all in his content. So it's just the gaming side of things that's getting age restrictions lobbied around. And maybe Corey doesn't care that it got age restricted. I care about how inconsistent it is. That's really all it is. To tell me one thing, then tell me another thing, then to go back on it, and then not be consistent across the board. It makes it really annoying to do your job, to sit here and upload content and not really know where you're going wrong. To not, if they came back and it was like, yeah, it's because of this violent section right here. Like maybe it's a 10-minute section, maybe it's one single thing, maybe it's an hour worth of the video. I have no idea. It's super vague. It's super inconsistent. I don't like it. And I wish there was more clarity on it. Anyway, it was bothering me the last few days. I was trying to see what would shake loose of it, if it would start happening across the board with everybody. It doesn't seem like it is from the videos that I've been looking up. Maybe I'm wrong, but again, I would love to know what other people's experiences are with it. And again, I'm really sorry if YouTube's solution to this is to go radio silent, bury their heads in the sand, and then just start age restricting everybody that's playing Resident Evil. That's always the sort of Streisand effect that you run the risk of with this thing. Maybe the rest of my videos will all start getting age restricted. But the problem with getting it age restricted out the gate, you could age restrict it now, probably wouldn't affect it that much. But if you age restricted right out the gate, you kill all the momentum that video had. It was number one on trending for gaming in my area, hot singles. It just stopped then immediately. Like right after it got age restricted, you could just see the graph, like it started to go flaccid a little bit. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Again, any other YouTubers that are involved in this or reacting to this or watching this or anything, I want more information. I want clarity. I want statistics and I want analytics to try and back up any of this stuff, because I don't know what's happening. I don't get it. If I did, I wouldn't be making this video.
You only let me know. So why?